Hey guys, get ready with me while I talk about the date I went on 3 days ago and how I almost died. So I met this guy on TikTok. Actually, he DM'd me, and he didn't live too far from me. He actually has two apartments. He has one in Cortland, New York, and he has one in New York City. So we ended up adding each other on Snapchat, and he got my number, which I really liked. Like, he asked me for my number first, and then we started Snapchatting, and he was just talking to me, and he seemed like such a nice guy. Like, he was my type, like perfect, like 6'4", Italian, tattoos, very, very attractive, and he's very sweet. He said literally all the right things, like perfect. I would have never expected this. So at this point in time, he was in Cortland, which was really close to me. So we went on a date, and before this date, he would ask me kind of past questions about my past relationship. He was like, "Has a guy ever bought you jewelry before? Like, has he done this? Has he done that?" And I was like, "No, no guy has ever bought me jewelry before, because they haven't." This man shows up on the date with this necklace, this ring, and this bracelet. They're all bows, which I was like, how does he know I like bows this much? I was so I wasn't weirded out, but I was kind of just like how does he know? Anyways, he was such a gentleman on the first date, held the door open for me, paid for dinner, bought me flowers, obviously bought me a bunch of jewelry, which I was like, this is kind of weird, suspicious. This is the first time I've ever met this guy in person, and we've only been talking for a couple weeks. Why is he buying me all of this stuff already? When he was dropping me off, because I went home after the date, whatever, he was playing The Weeknd, Lana Del Rey, which are all my favorite artists, Drake. He was just playing all of that, which I also didn't tell him what kind of music I liked, and I was like, oh my god, you know who Lana Del Rey is? Because guys don't listen to Lana Del Rey. He's like, oh yeah, she's one of my favorite artists. And I told him to put on I think it was Cola, by her, and he was like, oh my god, this is my favorite song. I'm like, this is literally my favorite song. What? And then he put it on, and he literally didn't know any of the lyrics. So I was like, I didn't want to make him feel bad, because I thought he was just being cute and trying to make it seem like we had the same music taste. But now that I think about it, it kind of just seems like he was studying me for weeks before we even hung out. I don't know. But after that date, we would call on the phone a lot, FaceTime a lot, text a lot. Also, he's 27, so I didn't really Snapchat him much, which I also really liked. I liked how mature he was, or how I thought he was. But we would just talk, and he'd be so loving, and be so affectionate, and so manly, and just being really super sweet and cute. And then after a couple days of us texting, he would start he started getting really weird, too much. He was like, I'm gonna marry you, I'm gonna propose to you soon, just straight weird stuff, I want to have babies soon, and I'm just I literally just got out of a relationship. I am not looking for that yet. That is just too much for me to talk about right now. I just can't. And he was like, oh, that's fine. I'll wait for you, as long as I can. I'll wait for you, as long as you want. And I was like, okay. And then a couple days go by, and we're still texting, because it's not weird enough for me to stop talking to him yet. And he's like, I'm going to my condo, I have some business to do, if you want to come with me, I'd really like to show you my place. And I was like, yeah. So he picks me up. He's in Cortland, his other apartment, and we drive all the way to New York City. And on the way there, I don't even know how to explain it. He was just acting so different. like he had like this shake in his voice, like he just looked like a lot different, like scared, like kind of, and I was like what is going on with this guy? But like the whole way there, he like wouldn't stop looking at me. He was like, oh my god, like you're so beautiful, like I can't believe you're in my car right now. And I'm like, thank you, like, but like it was excessive. Like he just kept saying it like over and over and over, and like it started to make me really uncomfortable, like really uncomfortable. Like he was just like, your eyes, like they're just so beautiful, like your teeth are so beautiful, like do the dentist like compliment your teeth a lot? And I'm like, then we end up getting to his condo in New York, and I'm not even gonna lie, like it was probably like the most beautiful place I've ever seen in my life. Like, oh my god, it was just like straight out of a movie. Like I was like, I'm in heaven, like oh my gosh. Then we ended up getting to his condo, and after we got settled and everything, he took me to this very, very nice steak dinner, like very romantic. Like I gotta fix that. Anyways, on this date, it was way creepier than the previous one we went on. He just started talking about like a lot of personal things about me that literally only my closest friends know. And I'm just like, how does he know this stuff? Like this is creeping me out. So I'm sitting here texting my cousin, and I'm like, dude, like I don't know like what's going on. Like I don't know how he knows all this stuff, but like you might need to come pick me up. Like this is honestly like a really scary situation I'm in right now. And then we end up going back to his condo, and we're just laying on the couch, like cuddling, watching a movie. And he then says, so how do you like your new home so far? And I'm like, what? And then I kind of just like laughed it off, but in my head I was scared as and he was just like, oh my god, like it literally sends chills down my spine. And then after I laughed, this man's whole demeanor like flipped. He was just went from like a soft like gaze to like a creepy weirdo like gaze. He was like, why are you laughing? And I'm like, I don't know. And then he just started talking about like, oh, like you're gonna move in here with me, like we're gonna raise our kids. And I'm like, I already told you, like I'm not looking for that kind of thing right now. Like it's too much for me. And he's like, I don't care, like I brought you here, like you're gonna stay here with me like while I do business, like you're not leaving. And then at this point I was like, okay, like I need to leave, like this guy's a creep. I'm like texting my cousin, I'm like, you need to like come pick me up right now, like you need to in New York and pick me up, like this is scary, like I don't know how he knows like all this information about me, like and like the things he's saying to me, like he's gonna try to keep me held hostage here, like you need to come pick me up right now, like I'm scared. So obviously she comes and picks me up, but I was like, okay, well honestly you're making me super uncomfortable, so I'm leaving. Like my cousin's coming to pick me up. He's like, you're not leaving, like I drove all the way to your house and I picked you up and I brought you here, you're gonna stay here with me, like blah blah blah. I was like, dude, like no, I'm leaving. And then I started running out of his condo.